All right, in this video, I want to go over Lightly Rose, so the song after Twinkle, but I want to talk about two main parts in there that we kind of want to work on first, so that when we start to play the entire song, it's just a little bit easier since we know the hardest parts of the song, of course. Those two things I want to go over are what I like to call the Lightly Rose scale and the Lightly Rose arpeggio. If you remember, with the scale, we go up one note at a time, and then when we do the A major scale, we go up open A, 1 on A, 2 on A, 3 on A, open E, 1 on E, 2 on E, 3 on E, and then we come all the way back down to open A. Now with this Lightly Rose scale, it's slightly smaller than that, and we end with 3 open E's at the top. So it's not going to be the exact same A major scale, so if you know that, try to keep yourself from wanting to just keep going and playing the whole scale. This is a little bit shorter, basically. Anytime that we have those notes, one right in a row, I like to call it a scale, even if it's a teeny tiny little scale. And then arpeggios, this might be a little bit of a new one for us. Arpeggios are very interesting, and we'll continue talking about them because they're a big topic in music. But for right now, what we need to know is when we do arpeggios, it's kind of like a scale because we're usually going up or down in one direction. But we skip some notes in there. So which notes we skip, that's what we're going to talk about. For the Lightly Rose arpeggio, for instance, we start out with open A, we skip the 1, we go to a 2, skip the 3, we go to an open E, and then we go back to the 2 on the A. So let's talk about those two little spots in there. I went ahead and made this up, and I'll make sure to put it in the document so that everybody has it, or if you need to, if you're just watching this at home, I found my YouTube channel at random. You can, of course, try to maybe either copy it. I don't know how well you'll do with copying my fancy little drawing down here. But, so our scale for Lightly Rose starts on open A, and goes to 1 on A, 2 on A, 3 on A, and then 3 open E's. Open E, and then an open E, and that last open E is going to be our half note, just like how we had in Twinkle. Let's work on that scale first, and then we'll work on the arpeggio. Go ahead and get that violin ready. Violin on top of the shoulder. Hold it with the chin. Good bow hold. Hold the fingers nice and bent. Set it right in the middle. I'll play it once, and then we'll play it together. Here we go. And if you were really paying attention, that last note is our half note, so it is going to be a little bit longer. Go ahead and get ready. This time we are going to use the left hand, so make sure you've got tiny thumb on one side, elbow forward, get those fingers ready, set the bow right in the middle on the A string, make sure to relax. I'll call out every single note. Ready, set, and go. Open A, 1 on A, 2 on A, 3 on A, open E, open E, open E half note, long. Very nice job. If you need to, go ahead and practice that. At the end, we will do some repetitions on that just to work on it. But let's talk about that arpeggio. So with the arpeggio, like I said, we've got to skip some notes. So we start the same. We start on that open A, we skip the 1 and go to a 2 on A, then we skip the 3 and go to an open E. We play that open E 2 times, open E, and then the weird thing is we got to come back to a 2 on the A, 2 on A, 2 on A, 2 on A, half note at the end. So not even another half note in there. If you notice, we got some repeated notes, and we have a new viper note with our second finger on the A string. Let's warm up that viper note first, and then we'll play that arpeggio together. Go ahead and get your violin ready. Top of the shoulder, hold it with the chin. Good bow hold. Nice unsquished fish, tiny thumb on one side. Make sure that elbow's forward. Go ahead and set the bow right on the A string like that. Or actually, I'll tell you what, without the bow first. So in other words, you can have a good bow hold, but just hold it down to the side. And then get your fingers ready. And then instead of our 3 viper, I'm going to see our 2 viper this time. So I might have to look at it. Make sure you know which viper it is. Then look at the second tape on the A string. That's our target. And then ready. And strike. Very good. Go ahead and pick it up. Wiggle it out. Do it one more time with that second viper. Strike. Very good. Now this would be something that's good to practice. Practice 3 vipers, 2 vipers. You can practice 1 viper if you really want to. Usually that's just putting the first finger down. We do that when we do a scale. Anyway, let's take a look at that arpeggio. So when we do the arpeggio, start out at the open A. We go to the 2 on the A. Open E. Open E again. Then the 2 viper. 2. 2 on a half note. Just like that. Go ahead and get ready. Bow in the middle. I'll call out all the notes. Ready, set, lightly row arpeggio. Go! Open A. 2 on A. Open E. Open E. Second finger viper on the A. 2. 2 on a half note. Just like that. Now, if you notice, this isn't the beginning of Lightly Row, but these are parts of Lightly Row that'll happen a few times actually in that song. So if we practice them up, when we get to them, they'll be super easy for us. So let's do a little bit of a workout routine with this one, and then I'll in the video. But if we take a look, scale in the arpeggio, in case you need to look at it one more time, we're going to do each one of them 3 times, one right after the other, so doing them in a row. That way we can really kind of get them in our brain. It's not a bad way to practice them for now, is to just take one of them, maybe play it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times if you can handle it. And then eventually you'll be able to play it without having to think about it. So let's work on that. Let's do the scale first. Go ahead and get ready. On the top of the shoulder, the nice heavy head. Make a good bow hold, either inside hold or outside hold for now. Go ahead and set it on the A string. Watch that fish. Make sure we got a tiny thumb. And I'll call out all the notes for the first 2 times we do it. And then on the last one, I want to see if you can remember what those notes are. You ready? Lightly row scale. Ready, set, and open A, go. 1, 2, 3 on A. Open E, open E, open E half note. Very nice. Go and grab that violin. Take a spin. Put it back up. Make sure you have a good bow hold. Set in the middle. Let's do it again. Ready, set, go. Open A. 1, 2, 3. Open E, open E. Open E, half note. Very nice. All right, this last time, I'm not gonna call out all the notes. Go and take a spin. Get ready. Bow on the A string. Ready, set, and go. Very nice. And if you're having a hard time remembering the notes, practice a few times. That'll make it easier. Okay, now let's work on that arpeggio. Violin back up on the shoulder. Hopefully you didn't take it down. Bow in the middle. And I'll call out all the notes this time. Remember that we've got to come back to that 2 viper, so get that 2 viper ready. Ready, set, and open A. 2 on A. Open E. Open E again. Now, second finger viper, back to 2. 2 on a half note. Just like that. Bring the violin down. Shake some notes out of your foot. Shake some notes out of your other foot. Don't fall over like I almost did. Violin back on the shoulder. Bow in the middle. Get those fingers ready. Set. And open A. 2 on A. Open E. Open E. Back to 2. 2 on A. 2 on a half note. Now this will be the biggest challenge. Go ahead and shake some notes out of your bow. Shake some notes very carefully out of your violin. You don't want to drop it. And then I want to do this one, but I don't want to call out all the notes, so you got to think about them. Ready, set, and go. All right, very nice job. It's not a bad idea to practice those up so that when we get to Lightly Row, we'll be ready for it. Happy practicing.